right. What is up, everybody? It's Bart Johnson here, back again. It has been months and months since I have not only just done a live stream, but actually been on YouTube at all. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today, but the real reason that we're having a stream today is because Aputure literally just an hour ago finally put out the announcement that they have released two new accessories for the Aputure LS60 series lights. That's the 60D and the 60X. I have the 60X right here. But they released the Spotlight Mini Zoom, which I have right here, and also the LS60 Softbox, which I also have as well. So we're going to take a look at those today. Aputure just did a great video showing the details of these and introducing them, and I know we've known about them for a while and been waiting to get our hands on them, but they are said to be available as of today. And I've been lucky enough to have my hands on both of those accessories for about the past month, get some time to play around with them, give them some actual real world use. And today I wanted to hang out, give you a breakdown of what I think about them, and also let you guys join in and ask questions live if there's anything you want to know about these accessories. It has been a while since I've streamed, guys, so let me know if we're having any technical issues or sound issues or anything like that. It's been a while, so I had to brush the cobwebs off and see if I remember how to do this. But of course, the beauty of everything is that we are live, which means I can pull you guys up on the screen right here. So we'll have our live chat going, and I do encourage you guys to join in there, and let's have a little discussion and hang out and take a look at these awesome new tools that Aputure gave us today. So let me see here. Sorry, my chat's way up on the TV there. So I have my trusty iPad so that my old eyes can see what we've got here. We've got Daniel Scott Films in here. Finally caught the beginning of one of your streams. So fancy with your intro. Well, I'm glad that you made it here, especially because, like I said, it has been months since I've done anything YouTube related. I've just been super busy. And actually, let's go ahead. We'll get into that right now. I just want to give those of you who are subscribers to this channel and follow and probably wondering where the heck I was, let me give you a brief rundown of what's been going on before we take a look at everything here. If you're watching the replay of this, you don't care what I've been up to, you just want to see the gear, I'll have chapter markers down below so that you can go ahead and skip past the chit chat and just get right into the gear stuff. But we'll make this short. Let's see here. Daniel Scott Films is confirming that our stream is good. Awesome. I still remember how to do it. So yeah, guys, it has been several months since I've done anything on YouTube, and a big reason for that is that I had a big change, like a lot of people did in 2020, and I went full-time freelance, no longer with my my salary production job that I was with for 7 years. I've decided to go full-time on my own and try and keep it that way. So obviously that means I've been changing a lot. I've been working a lot more, getting things figured out, how to keep everything sustainable, and keep our household running. So I've been very fortunate that I've connected with some other local DPs and producers, and we've been doing some amazing stuff, and I've actually been traveling all over the place. I actually just got back from my second trip to Mexico working on a documentary. I've been to Detroit, I've been to Columbus, Ohio. I've got a lot more scheduled on the docket, but basically that's what it is. I've been out there as a working professional, as a working DP and gimbal operator, and it's been good. But obviously that has made it a little difficult for me to find time to get down here into the studio. But I promise you guys, I'm working on the balance between that. I'm still figuring everything out. And this channel's not going anywhere. We're gonna have plenty more content. So if you are new and you just found me because you were looking for info on these new toys from Aputure, maybe consider subscribing and see what else we got coming down the pike. Let's see who we got in here. All the best with the new format from Keeping It Simple. Thank you, I appreciate that. You know, it's scary to go out there on your own. I've always had my own company and been doing my own thing, but never 100% of my income came from that. And so I'm trying to make that work. I don't want another job. I don't want another boss. I want to keep it going. So that's it for the chit chat intro, let's start looking at some toys. The first one, I know you guys want to talk about this. I know you want to talk about the Spotlight Mini Zoom. But first, I just want to briefly go over the softbox that Aputure released today. So this right here is my Aputure 60X. This light has been with me on all of those shoots that I was just telling you about. Actually just came back from a week shoot in Mexico just 2 days ago we got back. This light has been with me on all those shoots. It is easily one of my favorite lights right now, and I did do a full review on this light. You can check it out. There's a link in the description down below if you want to see why I love this light so much. But they have now made this light even more capable with the 2 new modifiers. Obviously, one of the draws of the 60X is that it has a built-in Fresnel here, allowing you to both spot and flood. It is bicolor because I have the X version, the D being the daylight only, with a little bit more output. And you know, you can cut with barn doors, and it's an extremely versatile, extremely powerful, and extremely compact little light. And I think I've said it already, but I absolutely love it. So this is fantastic because you have a Fresnel built in. No Fresnel attachment, or a lens built in. We'll call it a Fresnel. It's not technically a Fresnel lens with the grooves, but it has a lens in there to focus it. But now they have increased the versatility of this light by allowing you to easily make it a soft source light. Now, we always sort of had that because this light comes with a Bowens mount accessory ring. I actually have that down in here in its kit. Where are you? There we go. So it came with this ring, which adapts its mounts, which they call the mini mounts, to the Bowens mount that we're used to seeing on all of our other larger Lightstorm Aputure lights. Which means that I could put stuff like the Light Dome Mini, Light Dome 2, Light Dome SE, any of those attachments could go on here. But they're kind of bulky, even when packed down. And so the idea is to keep this as a versatile and compact light. So while you do have the ability to turn it into a soft source with all those other modifiers, the ability to not need those and get something smaller is very appealing. And that's where their new softbox that they just released comes into play. And it is this guy right here. Very aptly named the LS60 Softbox. And it is super lightweight, super simple, square. It is a 14 by 14 square, so it's a little bit larger than if you had a 1x1 soft panel light. And it is native with this, what they call their mini mount. So let me show you that from the top here. Here you go. So as you can see, it's not a Bowens connector, but it is this mini mount connector right there, which means that it can go, let's see if we can see here on camera 2. That's kind of out of the way, but we'll go to camera 1, which means that it just sits right into the mini mount. Boom. And there you go. So, you know, it's a softbox. There's nothing much more to say about that. It comes with 2 levels of diffusion. So there's a 1.5 stop and a 2.5 stop, and it comes with the grid, all of this included, and it breaks down. It's not like the Light Dome 2 series lights with the Light Dome 2 and the Mini, where it's you know, spring loaded. You do have to, if we take this apart here, you do have to pull this off, and then there are rods that go into this ring that you kind of pull out and collapse it as I knock my keyboard onto the floor. That's awesome. I'll grab that in a second. But yeah, so here's the little ring, and then, pardon the sound, but you Velcro in your grid and the diffusion, and of course there's just, you guys have seen the softbox before. So there you go, it breaks down, and the beauty of this is that to pair with, I know I'm doing a horrible job right now making a mess, right? But to pair with the compact nature of the LS60 lights, it all fits into this little flat case here. And actually it it legit does, and it actually stays pretty flat and compact once everything is put in there. Just a little bit of bulge with that speed ring thing there. And yeah, it is super easy to toss this into a kit. You know, if you had a kit of 3 of just you know, the LS60 lights, you know, maybe an X and 2 Ds to do an interview setup, toss a couple of these in the bag, takes up almost no space, good to go. So there you go. It's a softbox designed specifically for the mini mount, which is right now on the LS60X and 60D lights. Not going to fit on other Bowens mounts. That's what you have the other modifiers from Aputure for with the Bowens mount. So just keep that in mind. Although the other Bowens mount modifiers, like I said, will go onto the 60D and 60X using that Bowens adapter ring that comes with the light. So you got a lot of options, which is really cool. And I believe this retails for $59, which is super affordable for a compact little softbox, turning, like I said, one of my favorite lights right now into a soft source light and taking up almost no space in your bag. So I do have links down below where you guys can get your hands on these. I believe I got links from most of my affiliate distributors down there, but I'll make sure to double check and keep those links up to date. But there you go, LS60 Softbox available if you're interested. Let's see what we got in the chat. I saw that Aputure icon pop up in there. Looks like we have some of the Aputure team here joining us. Appreciate you guys being here. I caught your announcement premiere. Awesome stuff, and I'm really happy to be able to test these things out and share them with everybody, give them a little hands-on. Let's see what we've got here. Daniel Scott Films, how often do you end up using a Fresnel lens? I don't ever see the need in buying one for the work I do, but video is not my day job. So Daniel, I actually use it quite a bit. I use it a lot specifically as a hair or a rim light, depending on what you want to call it, or a kick in interview settings. So actually I have a kick right now that is coming from a light that's mounted to the ceiling with a Fresnel lens on it. So that hard source where I can kind of put it where I want it, I get a lot of use out of that. And it's just another tool to have. And what I love now, especially with the softbox accessory, is I have this tiny light. I mean, look at this thing. I have this light. I have bicolor. I have spot flood hard light. I have barn doors included in the kit to cut that light. And now I can turn it into a soft source. So, you know, it's basically turning it into the Swiss Army knife of lights. You need something soft, throw the softbox on, make it something soft. You need a kick or a rim light, pop it off, put the barn doors on, cut it, do a little accent light and hair light, boom, there you go. And of course there's tons and tons of other uses. Sometimes we'll use hard light to do like a stylistic slash in the background of an interview, or highlight something in the background that's of importance that isn't getting quite enough light. So I find myself using hard source lights with focusable lenses, whether they be Fresnel or, you know, the type of lens that's in here, actually quite often in my video work. And it's just always good to have in your kit. Here we go. We've got Ian in here. Good to see you, man. I'm glad everything worked out with your guys' launch today. And he's saying, yeah, he uses his Fresnel 2X on literally 90% of his shoots, and so happy there's an internal Fresnel in these lights. Yeah. I mean, you think about using something like the 120D and the 300D. They're amazing lights. And they do have the Fresnel attachment that you can put on there, but the Fresnel attachment is an accessory that's, you know, this big. That's something else to pack and to carry and to bring with you. The lens is built into these lights. Like I said, I have an entire video linked down below where I reviewed this 60X and gushed all over them there. So I don't want to gush all over them again too much in this video, but they are a pretty beast little lighting platform that has now been expanded with its capabilities with these new accessories. So let's see here. Daniel Scott says, thanks for the explanation. Anytime, buddy. Glad I could help. And yeah, if any of you, like Daniel, have questions along the way, please feel free to pop them in the chat there. that's what we're here for. That's what we're hanging out for today, is to play around. We're going to do some testing of these modifiers. And actually right now, why don't we go ahead and pop the softbox on this, and I'll show you guys what we've got going on. So first, here is, let me turn the chat off just temporarily. Don't worry, I can still see you guys. You're just not on the screen. Let's go ahead and kick our 60X on. That's at 1%. And what are we at? Are we at flood or spot? We're at full spot. So you go, you can see, you know, got the lens to do that. Let's flood it. We're only at 1%, so let's boost her up a little bit, or a lot of it. That's 13%. Let's take it back to spot so that it stays on here and we can actually see what we got going on. So yeah, a lot of versatility with this light. And I'm just gauging the exposure off the screen, but there you go. So you've got a hard source light right there. All right, I want to use this as a quick run and gun key for my interview setup. Oh, this will be a good test considering I tore this thing apart and made an absolute mess. So let me get this all taken apart. Let's go to cam 3. Sorry, I'll try and do the Velcro away from my microphone as much as possible. Let me get these out of the way. Is there a, Danny Grizzle's asking, is there a Cucaloris for the 60X and 60D? Yes, there is. And that comes with the next accessory we're going to look at in just a minute, which is that the Spotlight Mini Zoom. All right, so pop this rod out. There's just a little pocket here it goes into. Okay, so now I've got it back to square zero where it should have been. So here we go. So I'm just going to build this real quick. Here's my mini mount. I'll pop that guy in there. Pop that guy in there. It's just like building a camping tent. Rods are just flexible enough. You don't have to worry about them bending. I was afraid of that one popping out. Can be a little tricky, but oh, get in there. Got it. There we go. I am not the approved demonstrator of this product for Aputure. I break it all apart. Oh, this is why I gotta love live. As I'm like, look how easy it is. It actually is pretty easy. I just need to take my time. Get those rods in there. Here we go. All right. I think that was more an example of my lack of dexterity rather than the difficulty of putting this together, because we've all been putting together softboxes for years. That should not have been that comical. But here we go. I'll close this guy up. There you go. You've got your nice reflection or reflective surfaces inside. Let me close up this Velcro here. Nice and snug. Got that there. I'm going to take my diffusion and just Velcro it along the inner edges. There we go. Boom. And then to control my spill a little bit, put the grid in. Again, Velcro's right inside along the edges here. Nice and easy. Just like that. Boom. All right, see, I got a little better at the end there. Hope you're not laughing at me too hard there. But there we go. Let's see here. Danny's saying, oh, I see tons of cookie options with the Spotlight Mini Zoom. Yeah, we're going to get into that. It does come with 15 of them, spoiler. So we'll look at some of those and I'll show you what we've got. But here we go. We've got our 60X mini mount. Drops right in. Lock it into place. Done. Obviously it cuts down the light quite a bit. depending on which level of diffusion you're using, but here you go. Nice softbox. So if I get back here, it's a nice, pretty soft light, and I actually have the light spotted, so let's turn it to flood and see what happens. So it fills a bit more of that softbox so we don't have a hot spot in the middle. There you go. And of course, I'm very close to the background there, but there you go. You've got a bicolor light set up with a softbox grid done. All right, let's kill that guy and get this guy off of here. And we'll move from this. See if we had anything else coming in the chat. Kevin Cox is asking, would this softbox work with any Bowens mount? No. The LS60 Softbox is meant for what they're calling the mini mount, which is found only on the LS60X and 60D at the moment. You're gonna want like the traditional Light Dome Mini 2, Light Dome 2, or the Light Dome SE with the Bowens mount to go onto a Bowens mount light. Yeah, so there is an adapter for mini mount to go to Bowens to use those, but not the other way around. The LS60 Softbox is really meant to be tiny and compact and go natively on these mini mounts. So no, it will not work with other Bowens mounts lights because it's not a Bowens mount accessory. So now we're gonna get on to the one that I'm sure everyone really wants to see. I mean, the softbox is awesome, don't get me wrong. But this guy that I have here, the Spotlight Mini Zoom, is an optical and engineering kind of masterpiece here. So let's take a look at this. Aputure just had a stream where they, like I said, just announced this. This thing is available now. A lot of people have been waiting for it for a while. Alex Miner in the house, good to see you. Danny Grizzle asking, did you travel with a lighting kit in Mexico? Yes, I did. And the 60X was a part of that lighting kit. So yes, I did travel, brought lights all the way to Baja, Mexico. If that's not a testament to the portability of this light, I don't know what is. But here we go, guys. This is the Spotlight Mini Zoom. And it is called the Spotlight Mini because, again, it has this mini mount at the back. Let me go ahead and swing this guy around. As you can see here, its mount is, again, not a Bowens mount, but this is meant to natively go with the mini mount. It's kind of out of frame, but with the mini mount that you find here on the LS60 lights. So this guy natively goes on here, and these become an absolutely amazing system. Let me pull this the chat off so we can get a look at this guy. This is very similar to a product that we have seen before. If we go here, you'll probably recognize this guy over here. This is the big brother. This is the Aputure Spotlight mount. Now, the difference is that the Spotlight mount is a Bowens mount. It is bigger, it is heavier, and there are, of course, a couple other differences, but this guy was designed to work with those Bowens mounts lights, the 120, the 300 series, even the 600 series now. And it's, you know, a LECO mount, LECO style mount, you know, projector lens. Attachment, which is what the Spotlight Mini Zoom is as well. But the Spotlight Mini Zoom has a couple of extra tricks in addition to being specifically designed to work with the the LS60 series lights. So this guy was awesome when it came out. Still is awesome for those larger lights, serious output, serious power. You know, it is a fantastic system. This guy has all the same features with the addition of this rotating zoom. And what makes this a big deal is that the Spotlight mount, the original, this guy has a set lens inside here. So if I went ahead and unscrewed this, just unscrewing the adjustment screw here, which should allow me to release. So here we go. here is the focusing lens portion of this. And if you look here, let me get this out of our shot. If you look here, this says 26 degrees. So this one that I have is set to 26 degrees. Now they do have other lenses. I believe they have a 19 degree and a 30 something degree. I forget exactly what the 31 is, but you have to purchase a different lens and put it in there to get those different beam angles on this. And these are not light, these are not small, and these are, you know, they're not super cheap accessories. You're talking a couple $100 for the different lens sizes. So the beauty of the zoom on the Mini is that you have all of those fields of view, or beam angles, I should say, and all the ones in between, just with the rotation of a dial. So let me just put this guy back in here and secure it. What do we got in chat? Alex Meyer says new toys, and Daniel Scott Films says, is that a bazooka? Yeah, especially when I put the 300D on the back of this guy, it looks like some sort of freaking rocket launcher. It's crazy. And actually so does the Mini Zoom. And we'll do that in just a minute here so you can see them actually at work. But yeah, so with this rotating sort of collar up front, you have all the way from a 15-degree beam angle to a 30-degree beam angle. No need to change lenses, no need to purchase additional lenses and carry them with you and swap them out. It's all right inside. It's all internal focusing, so you can see this front element's not shifting. Everything is shifting inside, and then like the other, you adjust here and you'll dial in your focus and then lock it into place. It has the same idea where it has, you can see through the lens in there, where it has these blades to cut and create different shapes. We'll do that in a minute. It also has a slot for gobos and an iris accessory that all comes included with this, so you have tons of options for putting this beast together. All right, looks like we're pretty caught up in the chat. So what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna put this guy together right now. Let's get a camera one. Actually, I'll go to two, give you a close-up. So what we're gonna do, you can see that like the larger Spotlight, it does have its own yoke and it has a baby pin here. So I have it on a heavy-duty stand here. Usually a light stand is probably not going to be quite strong enough to make you feel comfortable. So something like a C-stand or a combo stand like I have here is probably the best bet. And what you're going to do is, because the light body itself is so lightweight, you're actually going to mount the Spotlight accessory onto your stand and then mount the light onto that. So let's go ahead and do that right now. I've got this guy set up for battery power. Pull this off. And I'm actually just gonna swing this a little bit back out of the way, still allow me access to the controls at the back. And then here we go. Let me get this mount out of my way. There we go. Right here, attaches with that mini mount, put the clip in, lock it. There we go. That's it. So it might look a little bit funky, you know, especially because I have it, you know, with a big battery brick, so it's you know, off tilted to the side. But the fact of the matter is that really doesn't matter for the performance, the orientation, you know, it's a round light circle. But let's go ahead and fire this guy up, and I'm going to show you guys what we've got going on. So let's go back to camera one. Let's aim this guy at my backdrop here. Let's power it on. And there you go. So as you can see, we've got a nice tight circle of light here. What we've got, if I then rotate that zoom, you can see that that expands, so that's going to be 30. And then the way that you focus it to get that nice and sharp is you loosen this knob at the top and you actually physically slide back and forth till you get it nice and sharp. And there we go. So there you can see I have a beautiful circle of light. Actually, one of my little blades is popping in there, so let me... Beautiful circle of light coming from the Spotlight Mini Zoom and the Aputure 60X. 60X, what are we at right now? We are at 95%, so we're getting some pretty good light. Let me crank it up there. And of course, we have full color control because I have the 60X. If you have the 60D, you're going to be daylight only, but it's amazing. You can see that we've got nice, even output across the whole thing. You're not getting any hot spots. It's pretty amazing. And then, of course, that ability to zoom it, as they say, and then you'll need to do some refocusing. Ooh, boom, nice and sharp there. Okay, and you have these blades on the sides. So if you're familiar with the the traditional spotlight mount and any other Leco mounts, this is going to be a little redundant for you, but you can use these blades, pushing them in and out to cut the light, shape it. Let's make it big. Let's get it in focus. There, it's nice and sharp. I'll take you back to camera one. Let's see if we can make a nice slash out of this. So I'll take these guys, close them up, and there we go. We've got a pretty nice little slash. Of course, you can shape this however you want. You could, and make whatever you want out of it. And that's just using these internal blades. But of course, like I said, it comes with some accessories as well. So let's take a quick look at the chat, and then I want to take a look at the case that it comes with and that iris and the Gobo accessories and show you how those work really quick. So let's pull our chat back up, see what we got going on here. And Daniel Scott Film says, okay, I want it now, damn you. Well, I apologize, but if you do pick one up, there's a link down in the description below. It's an affiliate link, won't cost you anything, but it helps my channel out, so maybe consider that. And that goes for all of you out there. It's up to you. We'll jump ahead a little bit. I will say pricing on this, it's available today. Pricing for the Spotlight Mini Zoom, it's a whole kit, is $499. So that's the price, but it comes with this and with the case and the accessories that I'm about to show you right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So here we go. This is the case it comes with. This is the front view. Nice little Aputure semi-rigid case that we're kind of used to. Let's go here, let's open it up. It's got some foam here. Large cell foam, get that out of the way. And the whole thing sits right into this cutout here. See, it's got a spot for the yoke so that it sits right in. And then here's the additional accessories that we have in here. So the first is this iris. And this slots in, we'll take a look at it in a second, but it is an adjustable iris so that if you really want to get additional control beyond the zoom, if you really want to get like a tiny pinpoint of light, you can do that using the iris. So let's go ahead and set that aside for right now. And then what we have is a Gobo holder that will go inside and obviously hold the Gobos. And someone was asking before about these, called them cookies, Cucaloris, Gobos. I guess Cucaloris is actually a style of one. But we have all of these. I believe it's a kit of 15 different Gobos. There's kind of a Cucaloris one that can go in there. Oh, look, we got the sweet Aputure A. Very nice. And yeah, so we've got a variety. Let me lay these out so we can kind of see what we've got going on. So here you go. You've got some fires, some chain links, some window ones, and then just some sort of nondescript shapes. That's kind of cool. What do you say we try one of these window ones right here? So what we're gonna do is take it. Let's slide them into our holder. Let's go to camera 2. and there's a slot right here in front of one of these blades. Let me show you. Right here, where this guy just goes right in. Okay. And then we'll aim it back at the background. Take a look here. And there we go. So we've got our zoom. I'm pretty close to this, so that's why it's not so large. You can definitely get it much larger the farther away you're throwing this. I've only got, I don't know, about a meter and a half here of space. So obviously this is a little close to be using it. But here you go, you know, you could throw this out of focus a little bit so it's not super sharp, and then it could be, you know, now it looks like I'm getting some nice evening sunlight coming in here as opposed to being down in my basement like I actually am, you know. Throw this on my face here or just chilling and looks like a window. Let's go ahead, let's take a peek at another one. Let's do something a little nondescript and geometric. This one's kind of cool. Just kind of abstract. Put him in there. Focus it up. Ooh, out of focus, that's pretty cool. And pull that blade. And so you see you can get all sorts of different designs. And of course, you can have your own made, or you can order them. I believe they're M size Gobos. I would double check on that just to make sure. I believe they're M size. But this kit comes with 15, which is awesome. But you can get your own made. There are plenty of places where you can upload files and they'll, you know, laser cut these things for you and send them to you and stuff like that. I haven't done that. I might in the future. But pretty cool that Aputure gives you a set of 15 of these right off the bat. So the next thing I wanted to show you guys is also the iris. So we have the iris here. Let's pull this gobo out. And we're going to put the iris in. So if we go to camera 2, show you where the iris goes. It's very close, very similar, but there's a larger slot right here in front of where the gobo goes, where this iris will go. So let me take it, set them in there. That's it. And you can see you have a spot for this little knob, control knob to slide around. And then go to camera 1. Let me focus this up. So that is one thing. If I had one complaint about this system, Aputure, if you guys are still listening, my one complaint is the focus control. So, you know, the focus control is loosen this knob and slide this entire, let me pull the chat out, and slide this entire housing front and back. But there's a lot of glass in here. So it's actually really heavy and really difficult to make really subtle adjustments. What I would like is to see this be kind of just like it is as like a tension lock, so like releases, but then some sort of like dial on the side that allows me to make like minute increments. You know, you just turn it and it's like turning a gear or something inside that just slowly lets me make fine adjustments, because it is kind of difficult to make those fine adjustments because it is such a heavy front element with all that glass in it. That would be my one suggestion for improving this. But let's go ahead here and I'll show you that iris. So there it is. Iris is all the way open, but then we can shrink that down to whatever size you want so we can get a nice little pinpoint of light. And again, focus that guy up. Look at that. You can't because I'm in the way, but I mean, that is a tiny, perfectly sharp little pinpoint of light. Not that you would use it necessarily like this, but just showing you how much control you have, you know, to do a large circle, tiny circle, and to throw it any distance. And again, we're in like 2700 Kelvin, I think, right now on this guy. Yeah, 2700. But we can take it and, you know, all right, let's make that a cool circle and adjust that with the 60X. So there we go. See if we have anything new in the chat. Doesn't look like it. Let me know, guys, if you do have any questions or anything else you want to see me do with these. I did want to give you just the basic rundown and show you how these are working. I do have my 300D if you want to see the original booted up, but it is very similar. Same idea with the blades here to control the shape. Same idea with it has larger gobos, but still has, you know, a gobo holder, so you can do the exact same thing. And they do have an iris accessory. I believe the iris accessory for this one was separate, so it's nice that everything is included for that $4.99 with the Spotlight Mini Zoom. Let me go ahead. That guy over there, look at that. We can get like the little James Bond thing, like do 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 do. Yeah, there you go. And so yeah, we play with the zoom, and yeah, and you can play around with the zoom and the iris and the blades, and you know, everything doesn't always have to be sharp. Sometimes out of focus is a cooler effect. You know, we don't always want them to be super sharp projections back there. But there we go. And Devin is in here. Good to see you, man. Devin is actually, you're going to be here hanging out for the 4th of July holiday very soon, man. I can't wait for you to get here. You can play around with this stuff and hang out down here in my studio, so that'll be fun. But yeah, Spotlight Mini Zoom. As I said, this is specifically made for the mini mount system, which is Aputure's new mounting system that is currently employed on the LS60 lights, the 60D and the 60X. So you're not gonna want to take this and try and put it on something like a 300D Mark II, and there's a couple reasons for that. One, it doesn't have the Bowens mount attachment, so it won't fit. Number two, the 60X and 60D have focused lenses built into the light itself, while the bare 300D and other COB lights do not. It's just your source right here. There's no glass in front of it. And so because of that, if we take a look here, sorry, I don't have a real good close-up of this, but actually in the back of the original spotlight mount, there is a lens right here at the back before the glass elements up front here that is going to focus that light through the projection lens. This doesn't need that because that lens is built into the lights and it's throwing it perfectly through the projection lens without it. So you're going to have, you know, in addition to the fact that it physically won't attach to a 300D or a 120D or anything like that, you would have a lot of light loss, a lot of optical issues because the light from a COB chip is just going to be scattered all over the place, while the 60D and 60X are already focusing that light down the barrel of the Spotlight Mini Zoom. So there you go. Devin is asking, did you already show what kind of power adapters it comes with? Oh, are you talking about the light itself? So Devin, I actually already did a separate video about the 60X and its brother, the 60D, where I broke down all the powering options and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to really go into super detail about that again. There's a link down below if you want to check that out. But to give you just a quick look, we are powering this off of one of those many options for powering this light, which is a V-mount battery clamped right to the light. It actually has, which I love, this little V-mount clip right on the yoke. So I can just pop that in there. We're good to go. Really compact system. But again, for full details on the light itself, I have that separate review video link down below. This, we're just really focusing on these modifiers, which have turned what was already one of my favorite new lights into an even more versatile light. The ability to focus and throw the light with the spotlight mount, and then the ability to turn it into a soft source with the new softbox they just released is amazing. So I really hope we start to see more compact, powerful lights coming from Aputure using this you know, this mini mount system. I think it's great for travel stuff. You know, obviously Bowens mount's not going anywhere. That's for the big boys. That's still awesome. Maybe Aputure can figure out how to make a zoom version of this big guy, so we don't have to carry around different magnifications of lenses for this big guy. I think that would be freaking awesome. This is not a zoom, by the way, what I'm doing. This is how you focus it, similar to how you focus this guy, you know, with a sliding back and forth. But yeah, if they had a spotlight mount V2 coming with a zoom, that would be awesome. I know a lot of people would love that. I am no optical engineer, so maybe there's some challenges to that. Obviously, it could be good bit of glass in there, but we'll see. But yeah, my only quirk is the fine focus adjustment on the Spotlight Mini Zoom. I do wish there was a fine adjustment dial of some sort to make it a little bit easier to move that big heavy front element back and forth to get your fine focus. There we go. Cool. All right, let's see what else we got in the chat here. Let me pull the chat back up on screen. Devin says he's pumped, and we got a thumbs up. Awesome. So I'm gonna hang out for a couple more minutes here, guys. Let me know if there's anything specific you wanted to know about either the LS60 Softbox or the Spotlight Mini Zoom. You know, sort of the sky's the limit in terms of what you can do with them and how you use this. I know Aputure just was showing some stuff with the company Lightbridge about using their reflector technology, and something like the Spotlight Mini Zoom allows you to really concentrate and focus your beam of light from the 60X and 60D onto one of those reflectors, and then the amount of options that you have for bouncing that, for diffusing it, for refracting it is just amazing. I haven't played with that system yet. I'd like to, so I'm going to see if I can get my hands on some of that in the near future. But that's just one of many, many ways that you can make use of the Spotlight Mini Zoom. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Available today. I'm not sure what supply and stock looks like. I know it's been a challenge for not only Aputure, but a lot of companies as they're trying to get manufacturing back up to speed, and not only that, but then shipping delays and international, you know, delays in harbors and all that kind of stuff. So I'll say it now, be patient with them if these things are flying off the shelves and you get waitlisted or something like that. But I do have links below, so if you're interested in either of them, go and grab them. I also have links to the lights, and I have links down there to my Chit.com account if you want to go and see all of the lighting products and cameras and all that kind of stuff that I use and recommend for you guys. So you can go ahead and check that out. All those links are down below. Try and make as much information as possible available to you in one place so you don't have to go hunting all over the internet. Let's see what we got here. Daniel Scott Films is saying, how would you compare this to other products on the market like Godox? You know, I haven't really used much, if anything, from Godox. I think I've worked on a few sets where some people were using some Godox lights, but I've never owned any myself. Does Godox have something similar to this in terms of a sort of projection mount? I'd have to look into that, because without being hands-on with it and doing a real kind of comparison, I couldn't tell you. So unfortunately, I can't comment on that with any sort of confidence or accuracy. But you've piqued my interest, so I'll make sure to go ahead and take a look and see what's out there. But for this Aputure ecosystem, the optical quality of this thing, I mean, there's a lot of glass in here. It's high quality. I'm not seeing any fringing or chromatic aberration around the edges of this thing. So they've got their optics pretty dialed in, and they're putting out some pretty good stuff, and I know people have been waiting on this for a while. So there we go, guys. I am so happy not to just have been able to share these new products with you, having got to use them over the past month or so. You know, they were just released today, so very thankful to Aputure for the opportunity to do that. But I am super happy that I'm finally back here in my studio and getting some content out. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, if you missed it, I have been, I'm fully self-employed now as a result of, you know, COVID stuff and the company I was working for the past 7 years, there just wasn't enough work for me to continue to do, and so I, you know, have been out on my own and intend to keep it that way. And sort of the result of that is that I'm busy. So I've been out traveling, been working on an amazing documentary. Hopefully I can share some more about that with you guys in the future as we continue working on it. But I have been out in the field. I've been taking these tools of the trade and putting them to work. So that is sort of where I've been, but the channel, like I said at the beginning, is not going anywhere. I really am working hard to put together a manageable schedule to continue to release content, to continue to share stuff with you guys, to continue to make myself accessible, whether that be on social media. All of those are linked down below. On my Discord server, I encourage you to hang out in there, link down below. It's sort of like a 24/7 chat, you know, with me. Get in there, ask questions, share stuff, all that. So we've got that going on. And then of course the videos on this channel, whether it be live streams like this, which is, I did this live because I literally got back from a long trip just 2 days ago. Didn't have time to put anything together edited, but really wanted to get this content out and share this with you guys. So, you know, there's gonna be lots of stuff coming. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you are. Stay tuned to social media and all that stuff. I always announce when stuff is coming out to make you guys aware. And I do have a long list of ideas and some really, really cool products that I really want to get video content shot for and get out for you guys, because I really want to share some of these things with you guys. So I'm going to get on it. I'm going to get back to work, and we're going to get things going again on the Bart Johnson Productions YouTube channel. So there we go. But anyway, thank you guys to all of you who hung out here in the chat. If you have any questions after the fact, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Hit me up on Discord or any of social media and all that kind of stuff. And if you're catching the replay, you know, thanks for tuning in. Click subscribe and make sure you join us when we're live next time, because, I mean, who wouldn't want to hang out here? I mean, this is awesome. You know, that's the best part. It's interaction. So let's see what we got. You rock, Bart. Good luck to you on your new journey. Thank you very much, Daniel Scott. I appreciate it more than you know, and I appreciate all you guys. Again, stay tuned. Hit me up. Let's hang out, and you guys stay safe out there. I'll have more content coming, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's see if I remember how to end a stream. It's probably this button. See ya.